This podcast is brought to you by whiskey. Coo, 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 coo.
I'm Derrick.
I'm Whitney.
I'm Jackie.
This is Bad Movies,
Worst People.
Eh?
Dude, A warning, by the way, like a trigger warning on the word A.
Yes.
According to the IMDb trivia, 174 A's.
Oh,
Each?
no, that's
Which
under.
seems low.
That's
Each?
under.
Like, there's 174 in the opening segment.
Yeah,
Well, that's what I'm saying. Each.
that's about right. Each character says 174.
Yes.
The Mackenzie brothers, the Inspector A.
Each scene.
Is it 174K?
They forgot the K, isn't it?
Yeah, that might be it. By
That
the way,
makes more sense.
what are we talking about?
Dude, one of my favorite movies, Strange Brew, from
This one
1983.
has been requested by people since I
day
started
one.
doing this.
Okay.
A lot of them are older people who I don't think understand how to listen to a podcast.
Hi, George. I love you.
But
We'll find out now.
He still supports us and buys our merch.
All right. Good job, George.
But a
Be
lot
like
of people have
George.
requested it, probably because they're like, hey, you beer,
Yeah. You beer. So
you beer, you movie,
watch beer movie.
beer movie.
Funny you said this has been requested since like day one, because this is one of the first Blu-rays I ever bought.
Oh.
Yeah, I told Jack yesterday, I was like, okay, we were talking about plans, and I was like, we'll just do Strange Brew. And he's like, I don't get to say this often. You want me to bring my Blu-ray?
Yes, in fact, we did want
Yeah.
you to bring your Blu-ray.
Yeah, for whatever reason, like it was like the Walmart bins, that had Blu-rays. I don't even fucking remember when I had some Xbox. The first Xbox that had a Blu-ray player in it. I was like, I'm fucking buying Strange Brew-ray. That's not an Asian joke. That is not a Lethal Weapon 4. That is just me being a wordsmith and combining. So I'm watching my Blu-ray. And no, I love this movie. I grew up with this. Did anybody else?
No.
No, I saw it
No.
once.
Well, your
when
dad
I was a younger.
didn't do beer as much.
No, I mean, he was from Ohio. Maybe he was tired of hearing A.
He's like, dude, too close to home, pal.
He's like, we moved to Arizona for a reason, eh?
But it's funny that this is one of your favorite movies because last week we did George of the Jungle for you because it's your birthday, and for the Patreon, we're doing Airheads because it's your birthday.
It's my birth month.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't even know this was one of your favorite movies.
I wouldn't say like favorite, but like I can quote it with everybody in my family, which makes it a favorite. I don't know. I gotta quantify that.
It's
better.
got a special spot.
It definitely does. It is a favorite nostalgic movie.
Well, speaking of your favorites, people should listen to that episode on Airheads, which is on our Patreon at
Absolutely.
patreon.com/worstpeople.
I mean, because the Patreon is gonna be better, good movies, but still, Airheads.
Yeah.
I love it, but a work of art, it is not.
No.
I
It's
broke
actually
that before I
probably a
even
bad
met you.
movie, but it's
Yeah,
fun.
It's cast really well.
Yeah.
So
Who doesn't love Steve Buscemi?
I'm trying to think of somebody. I can't think. His optometrist.
His dentist.
I'm gonna magnify
His
this. Good God!
dentist.
See the size of that thing? It's like life-size Rangos in my dentist chair.
You know who probably doesn't like him too much? William H. Macy, at least in Fargo.
Oh yeah.
No.
I was really hoping you're gonna drop something like they got in a bar fight one
No,
night.
I was just
Steve
thinking
Buscemi
about
punched
how
him with
Steve
a brass
Buscemi was,
knuckles.
harassing him that whole movie for money, and then he wanted more money, and then I think he got stuck on a wood chipper. Or was that someone else?
Peter Stormare was there.
Peter Stormare is the one doing the sticking.
Uh-huh.
Well, they were both doing the sticking in that one scene. Anyway, that's a different
I
movie.
can't wait till Derrick writes a script like, all right, then Peter Stormare's there doing the sticking, and there's another guy there helping him do the sticking. And once all the sticking's been done, they wash it off. They wash off the stick.
Stormare is the nihilist, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, he believes in nothing.
Believe in nothing.
But we want the money anyway. That's not how kidnapping works. Peter Stormare also plays one of my more favorite on-screen cinematic devils in Keanu Reeves' movie Constantine.
Oh.
It's not the best movie. I'm not defending that. I'm just saying when Peter Stormare, the last like 5-10 minutes of that movie is the devil, I'm like, well, now it's a good movie.
Well, if I'd known that, I might have watched it.
You've never seen?
No.
No.
Oh, we got to do that then.
When we did our Keanu-a-thon, that was the one he was adamant about not watching.
We'll do it for this podcast. That way you're not like, well, I didn't watch it on purpose. Jack made me. Keanu Reeves, who I love, is the worst fake cougher ever. Like, that dude, just go take a fucking bong rip and cough your brains out on camera. You're going to be fine. It is the worst. Oh, you're doing it way better.
He's like, I've never coughed. I don't know how to do it.
Cough. Oh, clear my throat. It's still in there.
Wait, was that Keanu or Nick Cage?
Oh, same. One just picks better movies. Man, they do
Which
blend
one?
in my throat.
But this movie, Strange Brew, was directed by both Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas, who also star in this movie, and not Dave Thomas of Wendy's.
No.
Dave
but
Thomas.
I bet he does like a square burger.
Dave Thomas of Second City and some shows.
Would
Arrested
you
Development.
be a doll and just explain Second City for people that don't know?
Oh, Second City was the Canadian SNL, basically.
Yeah, you got.
And I mean, it was.
Yeah,
They
Lauren
didn't.
stole
They
it.
became TV, but they were also like it was improv comedy group.
Big
that
John
got on
Candy. I
TV.
would
So
say Dan
many
Aykroyd was
people.
there at the same time. Yeah.
So many people came from
Mhm.
Second City.
Oh yeah. So what? John Candy, John Flaherty, who is you want to go to the Sizzler? You know. that
Oh
guy?
yeah. You will
Eugene,
not make this putt, you jackass. That guy.
Eugene Levy, Catherine O'Hara, Martin Short, Rick Moranis, Harold Ramis.
Yeah.
So
That explains why John Candy and
Amy
Eugene
Poehler.
Levy were in Armed and Dangerous
oh yeah.
with Meg Ryan.
And also might explain why Eugene Levy and Catherine O'Hara did
All of Christopher
Schitt's
Guest
Creek
movies.
together.
Well, Christopher Guest movies first, I think.
Yeah,
But yeah, Schitt's Creek.
but they met obviously maybe back then.
No, they definitely
Obviously,
met.
maybe.
Well, I mean, they might have known each other before. Maybe they went there together. I don't know their lives. I am not a biographer.
I watched an
I'm
interview.
not a biography.
I watched an interview on Schitt's Creek because it was David Levy's dream child, and it was the son's show. And they were talking to Catherine, and she's like, Eugene and I became friends on Second City. And that's when we met Christopher Guest, and that's when we started doing all of that. And that's when, or Eugene and I, and that's when David met me and fell in love with me, the kid. Was
I mean,
like,
that makes
"You'd
perfect
be
sense,
perfect."
though. Because, like, you're talking about Christopher Guest movies, which have such a fucking troupe.
The
Like,
Mighty
such a
Winds.
players club.
Best at Show.
Waiting for Guffman.
We've got a guy in this movie from Waiting for Guffman.
Ooh.
Yeah, who do we have?
It is. Oh, what the fuck was that guy's name?
Dooley? Is it Paul Dooley?
Yes, Paul Dooley.
Who played Rosie?
Angus McManus. Like, literally, you couldn't be more Scottish than Angus McManus.
It's not even MC. It's MAC.
Yeah.
It's McInnes.
It's actually a sandwich that McDonald's won't do is the McAnus. Like, the Big McAnus. No, we're not serving a Big McAnus.
But you might remember, since you know Waiting for Guffman, Paul Dooley was the dude that was talking about getting picked up, abducted by a UFO and getting probed.
Okay.
And hold on, I had to write down a line because I couldn't. There was a line I really remember loving, and I knew I was going to forget it as soon as we got here, so I wrote it down. Okay, it's at the end. He's talking about. He's like, and then every Saturday or Sunday, whatever it is, he's like, around the same time I got abducted, I find I have no feeling in my buttocks.
That was in this movie?
No, it was in
no.
Waiting
Oh.
for Guffman.
Whoo,
Yeah,
I was
it's
like,
the
I missed that.
stepdad.
They were all coming in. They were probing me. There's 5 or 6 of them, not at the same time, mind you, in a row. But it's funny.
It's great, dude. That's a great Christopher Guest. That's a good intro to that whole tribe.
I think that might have been as well. Besides, he didn't direct Spinal Tap, but it is.
He
very,
didn't?
It is.
Oh,
very
it's
much
Rob
him.
Reiner,
Yeah, it's
duh.
Rob Reiner.
But it's a very Christopher Guest movie in
Yeah.
the sense of the players.
Yeah.
That's why you
But-
turn it up to 11.
That one goes to 11, though.
And then Dave Thomas, he's been in a bunch of stuff, but the one I
Mr.
remember,
F.
Mr. F from Arrested Development, he is Charlize Theron's dad or keeper.
Uncle, I believe.
Uncle?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
No.
She's a mentally challenged person, but at the time they used the R word. So MRF is mentally female.
Right. Okay.
And so it's the whole plot line of Mr. F. And every time they say it, someone sings that in the background.
And Patrick Bateman starts dating her and stuff, and they're all telling her like she's special, and he's like, "Yeah, she sure is."
Who's Patrick Bateman?
Isn't that his name?
No.
Jason
Jason Bateman.
Jason Bateman?
Jason
You
Bateman.
are doing
Dude,
Patrick
I
Bateman
always
is
do
from
that.
Patrick Bateman
Is
is
American
Psycho.
I always do that too. You know what? It's fine.
Yeah.
I always say Justin because it's Justin and Justine, or Jason and Justine.
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 I always say Patrick Bateman because that's who I think of first.
Although I'd like to see Jason Bateman play the American Psychopath.
Oh, it'd be so neurotic.
It'd be so charming. I'd be like, wow, that hooker had it coming.
Gotta return some videotapes.
I could listen to Jason Bateman talk about Phil Collins for no less than a day. And I hate Phil Collins.
So, of course, those two guys also wrote this movie mostly.
It's Phil Collins from Genesis.
I thought he talks about Huey
He talks
Lewis.
about Genesis.
No, he talks about Huey Lewis.
It's Huey
he might
Lewis?
talk about Genesis too.
I thought he talks
But he
about
definitely
he
talks
goes
about Huey
on
Lewis.
and on about
Okay.
Huey Lewis.
Huey Lewis is the one where he's killing Jared Leto.
Oh, yeah. I could find a better soundtrack to kill Jared Leto to. Almost
30
any.
Seconds to Mars.
No, because then I have to listen to it.
But both these guys obviously wrote the movie mostly. But they had a guy do a pass on the script first. Like he wrote a version of the script before they went through and
And then they
changed stuff.
doctored.
And it was Steve DeJarnett, who has been on the show before.
Welcome back.
He directed Whitney's favorite movie, Cherry 2000.
Oh, ironically, your favorite movie. I still can't get over the fact that she hated that. Like that's a perfect this podcast movie. And
It was so much fun.
And you fucked it up, Whitney.
I was so bored.
All right. Well,
Got
we need
Tim
to watch
Thomerson.
it again. And some
Maybe
of Jack's,
I need caveats.
I was gonna say some of Jack's
'Cause
caveats. We take
I
some
think we
mushrooms.
weren't drinking
drink
that
some
week.
beers.
I want to say that when we did that, we
What
were
a
not
weird week.
drinking.
Maybe.
Like the whole week?
Yeah, you and I, we had taken a week off.
I didn't drink for like 5 days. And I was like, I haven't had a drink for a while. Someone was like, oh, really? How long? I was like, 5 days. And they're like, what?
Yeah, I did 5 days recently and the same thing. I was like all proud about it. Everyone was like, 5 days. I'm like, well, that's great for me. Shut the fuck up, dude. Sorry you're sober all the time, Mom. God, I'm never telling you anything again if you're going to throw it back on my face.
I don't like
I
how
love you
good I
too.
feel.
Yeah, that's true. I don't like how good I feel. I'm like, where's that side pain?
Like, why am I perky? What's going on?
Gravity seems a little weak in this area.
Okay, let's get to this strange brew.
Nobody's telling me to shut up.
No one ever tells me to shut up.
I ate a normal amount of food
We didn't even eat 2 frozen pizzas last night.
but without being cooked. You're just fucking housing frozen
Pizza
pizzas.
popsicles,
You ever
bro.
had a pizza sickle?
Yeah, you never had a pizza popsicle? If you do
Gross.
cook it, though, you make sure you cut it with scissors.
Like Cobra?
Yeah.
Dude, he cuts it the wrong way, too. Friend of the show and often on here, Bleep, will often cut a slice lengthwise to make it thinner because he's always calorie counting.
Yeah.
Fucking Cobra goes crossway, so now you have to choose a crustless slice or mostly crust. It's the weirdest way to do anything. Fucking weirdo. Who just keeps a fucking pair of shears next to their hot pizza?
Maybe he lost his pizza cutter because he threw it at someone.
Okay. All right.
It lodged in the drywall.
He left it on the glass table.
He ran across the bad guy's face and said, hey, no more Mr. Slice Guy. But they didn't include that in the movie.
And then he still continued to cook the pizza right after that.
Yeah, of course. He's hungry.
So the movie starts with the famous MGM lion, except for I think he's drunk.
He's drugged. This fucking lion is sedated.
Oh, well, the actual lion they use is definitely sedated. That's not like, I don't think that's a stock clip. I think they keep a lion in a cage on drugs, and every time they do a new movie, they're like, bring out the lion.
Yep, bring it out. Bring out the lion sleeping. Wake its ass up then.
Lion's dead, baby.
I like how they show it that it's they do it because the way I imagine it is just always a picture and then they just overlay.
Yeah, which
the
is
thing
definitely
around
what
it.
they do.
But in this, they're showing that the lion's head is going through the whole of that scene.
like one of those
Yeah.
things at like a carnival or something where
Yeah.
you put your face in a picture of a lady with boobs.
Oh, I always go for the strong guy. It's the best I'm going to look.
I always go with the lady with boobs. It's the best I'm ever going to look.
All right, same. Tomato, tomato.
I don't do it. And so it like focuses on this lion yawning, just like not wanting to be part of it, and then you hear the brothers talking.
And it's just, this first part was something that they said they definitely added to the script, and you can tell.
Yeah.
And it's
What, this whole intro or just them back and
this
forth?
whole
The whole movie in a
thing
movie?
with the movie and
Okay.
everything before, like all leading up to like the riot and stuff.
I'll be honest, you could leave it right out.
Yeah.
What was the runtime on this bad boy?
90 something.
Felt a little long.
90 even.
Felt a little long
Yeah.
at some points. Just like that, and it's like, all right, I know we're wrapping it up. Can we get those dominoes to go a little faster?
Yeah, and it started, and I was looking at Whitney because I was like, I wonder if she thinks, is this going to be the whole movie? I can't do this.
We're on Whitney's sleep watch.
It's their SCTV sketch, except for like they're just going to do it for a whole movie.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, okay, so not only did Lorne Michaels steal everybody from Second City,
This is
Also
Wayne's
stole
World.
Second City.
he also stole Wayne's World.
This
from
is Wayne's
Second
World,
City.
dude. This is Wayne's
Yeah.
World A.
I was just thinking, I was like, God, that is Wayne's World, isn't it?
It's
But
Wayne's World.
You just
wasn't-
moved from Canada to fucking Illinois. It's not that far.
It wasn't that Michael Myers fucking thing.
It's
though?
Michael
Yeah,
Myers
but
and
it's
Dana
still
Carvey.
SNL.
Right, but wasn't it? Lauren doesn't write shit.
No, but he produces all that stuff, so I'm
I've-
blaming him.
Conan O'Brien went from Second City to SNL.
Yeah,
So
because Lorne Michaels stole it. Mo money.
Lauren Monies.
Uh,
Did you know that Lauren does not say Saturday Night Live?
what's he call it? Snell?
Saturday Night Live.
Saturday Night Live?
He's got to save that time.
Saturday Night Live?
Yep. I only know this from listening to the Conan show, the podcast.
That's just the stupidest
that's
way to
what he
save
calls
time,
it.
though.
It is.
Well, because
God.
it's
You know
Saturday
what?
night. It's not Saturday.
And you know what? He's been doing SNL for what, 50
50
years?
You explain that to the song SATURDAY. Night.
But he's been doing SNL for 50 years. You cut out one word 42 times a day for 50 years. You've saved so many words.
He's had to explain that so at least half the people he's used it on, so that you're not saving time at all, Lorne.
So he always says that he's Canadian, but apparently he's actually from Louisiana.
Same
and
thing.
he loves his sweet tea.
It's close enough.
Louisiana?
Louisiana,
Down
Canadian.
there?
Yeah, well, if you go south and go around the globe, I'm sure it's closer. I'm sure of it.
There's not a quicker way to get there.
All right, we already passed it. Keep going. We'll get on the next run.
I did like, though, when they're doing this thing, they're trying to get the lion to roar when he's like, hey, just crank the tail.
Oh, shit,
And
he's
they're
getting
really
angry.
touching it.
Oh, yeah, I would have been terrified. I don't care how dosed that lion is. As somebody who actively roots for animals to kill their trainers
Yes.
and captives,
Have you seen Nope?
yeah, absolutely. And I was like, fuck yeah, monkey. But I can't now say that and then go stand next to a lion. Because when it kills me, I'm like, well, I had this coming. Well,
And that's why you would never put yourself in that
you
situation.
live what you preach. Yeah, I wouldn't. I'm the
The
only
lion's
lion
probably
around.
like 100 years old. I don't know how old lions get.
Not 100.
They're
I'm not a cat,
felines.
but I'll tell you.
He's a geriatric lion. He can't bite anymore. They took his teeth out.
Oh,
He's got dentures.
poor guy. It's just polyfoam.
Yeah, they're foam rubber dentures. So they're introducing the movie by doing their skit. And the thing that made me laugh the most, besides their little fake movie, is when he's like, oh, what's the difference between movies and TV? Show them TV. And they cut to a TV.
Bad
I'm just imagining
definition.
watching this in the theater. You know? And it
Yeah.
cuts to the TV. And he's like, this is TV, eh? And it looks like shit.
All right, back to
Pixelated.
the movie.
Yeah. And then the wide scope, and he's like, over there you've got England and Ireland and France, and over there you got Russia and Hawaii.
Yeah, Hawaii's right next to, just off the coast of Russia now. Awesome.
But I like their sci-fi movie. I don't know what it's called. Something about mutants and the year 2051.
Oh, they said it. They had it. Oh fuck! It was on the goddamn thing. Was it something Abomination 2051?
Yeah.
Mutant
it was,
Abomination?
it was on the marquee. So
Oh, okay. I just know because it said the year was 2051, and Rick Moranis is hunting mutants.
I like that in their little movie, which is in this movie. Like the character is narrating to the audience, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm like Charlton Heston in Omega Man. Did you ever see that one? It's pretty good, eh? Like, that's what you don't do."
And
in
I
your
like
movie.
Dave Thomas off screen. He's like, "Hey, act, eh? act."
I'd watch this movie, and I know you would too.
I think he did watch it. And
Yeah.
it had like claymation aliens.
My
Oh,
favorite
yeah.
part. Oh no, that was Laser Blast.
Yeah.
This is better. This movie's better than Laser Blast, like the one they made.
Low bar.
But I like the van on the string. It's this little like jet rocket van.
Yeah, because they had souped up their van to make it, or pimped it out to make it look like, dude, they had Exhibit on there.
Yeah, they did.
All right, dog, now this van flies. We put egg cartons on the side to make it look spacey, dog.
And we put in a fire extinguisher that goes underneath, so when you press the brake, it just.
They got it on a fucking car lift somewhere to do that shot. Like it's a cool, like
Oh, yeah.
shitty camera tricks.
And on the inside, we replaced all the panels with TVs.
Why?
The windshield, TV.
The brakes, bubble machine.
You can't actually drive this car.
You're not gonna be able to stop, but you can look good dying.
And we have to mention it because it is from the show, or at least the album, and later in this movie when the film breaks apart, and so Dave Thomas is trying to distract the audience, and he's like, "Oh, you want to get a free beer? You just put a baby mouse in a bottle of beer." And I'm sitting here going, "How do you do that?" And I noticed in the special features it says how to put a mouse in a bottle of beer.
Oh no!
But I didn't click it because I had enough A's.
Yeah, we'll do that another time, I guess. Eh?
It's like you get a baby mouse in there, and then you take it back, and you get free beer.
They did this one on the album.
Yes, and then we're in the audience like it's Gremlins 2.
Uh-huh.
And everybody's pissed and storms out of the movie, and it basically starts a riot.
Yeah, it does.
I do like the guy waiting for them in the alley with his 2 small children.
My kids save their money, their allowances. What am I supposed to tell them, huh?
Hey, they're giving They're giving refunds in the alley.
Mob mentality. You don't get a refund on a movie. You watched a bad movie. Take your lumps. Move on.
Yep.
Go home and masturbate to showgirls.
Especially the pool scene.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, go home and masturbate to that pool scene and be like, "This is just like real sex."
Paul Verhoeven.
Yes, it is.
That's how
And
you
that
know.
scene's not like real sex. It's a lot more like when Ace Ventura is being attacked by the shark.
It's not Snowflake.
Waiting for
Wait, how do you have sex in
Kyle
a pool?
MacLachlan to walk out of that scene and go, "Do not go in there."
Woo! I'd also watch Kyle MacLachlan play Ric Flair. Anyway.
I would watch him do just about anything,
Yeah.
including take a shit.
I'd watch him do me.
You're talking about the Fridays dad?
Who?
Kyle MacLachlan.
Oh, the captain?
Yeah, the captain.
Okay.
There you go. Or,
Sex in
Twin
the City.
Peaks.
Twin
I
Oh,
Peaks.
come on.
Fallout.
I didn't watch Twin Peaks. Okay, Dune. How's that? Is that
Yeah,
better?
thank you.
That's much better than, what'd you say, Melrose Place?
I said Sex in the City.
Sex in the
Oh,
City.
God.
Yeah, Melrose Place is better than Sex in the City. Come
Oh,
on, man.
God. Who are you?
A girl.
No, it's not to him. A girl.
I mean, I always joke and say he's my wife. I'm the husband.
My wife. All right, I'll never do that again.
Yeah, thank God.
My wife.
My wife.
Yeah,
You got to say it as plain as you can do it.
and then you just say Borat afterwards, and people know what you're doing.
My wife, Borat.
I'm the king of the castle. Borat.
I got new wife. Better than one before. Borat.
They go home and give their dog beer because who doesn't do that, right?
That's Canada.
This is the only movie this dog was in, and I think I know why.
He's
They
not a
killed
good
him?
actor.
Well, because they fed him beer, donuts, and sausages, and he died.
He likes jellies. Hey, I drink beer, donuts, and sausages. I'm still here.
You're not a dog.
I do like that he's a black lab and they painted him like a skunk.
Yeah, well, the movie did. I think the characters, he's
Yeah.
just naturally got that blonde.
Yeah. And
White.
What's his
It's
name?
white.
Hosehead?
It's white. You're right. Hosehead,
Yeah.
a.k.a. Hoser.
Yep.
And then we get the dad and the mom sitting on the couch. We don't see him, but
Nope.
we hear him.
And the
it's a
dad's
very
voice,
familiar
yeah,
voice.
dad's voiced by Mel Blanc
Mhm.
of Looney Tunes and Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah.
Once he was done with his
when you say
exclusive
Looney
contract.
Tunes, it is all
It's
of them.
Yeah.
Foghorn.
Foghorn Leghorn.
Thank you. I was like,
I don't know if did he do. Oh yes, he did. Okay.
he did.
I'm about to
Yosemite
Sylvester-
Sam.
oh,
Let me
you got
rattle
him?
some
You got
off
him?
here. I got a screenshot. I was like starting to write these down. I was like, I'm not doing that.
Hit me, Daddy.
Porky Pig, Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Elmer Fudd, Tweety Bird, Sylvester the Cat, Wile E. Coyote, Roadrunner, Yosemite Sam, Sam the Sheepdog, Taz the Tasmanian Devil, Speedy Gonzales, Marvin the Martian, Foghorn Leghorn, Pepe Le Pew, some other ones I don't know. And then he started working for Hanna-Barbera, and he did like Barney Rubble and Dino and other characters there.
The fact that you said this guy does Tweety Bird and Yosemite Sam is wild.
Yeah.
That's range.
Yeah.
That's range, my friend.
I mean, I mentioned it while we were watching this. I was like, I'm just imagining now someone drew a cartoon and then Mel Blanc just got into a booth and just went fucking full manic.
Yeah.
He's just yelling at himself in different voices.
I would love to see that.
Record this. Run some fucking tape.
It's
We
duck
have-
season, rabbit season, duck season, rabbit season.
We have a mutual friend that has passed. I don't want to say names.
I got you.
He had a Marvin the Martian tattoo on his arm.
Of course, because he grew up in the era where a Tasmanian devil gangster outfit, like that was what we saw, like Bugs Bunny and
Yeah.
Taz wearing those low jeans and backward shit. Like, yeah.
That was him, and so
Yep,
I always
for
called
sure.
him Marvin,
Okay.
and because he went by that
Yeah.
one name, and so
Bleep, redacted.
And so people would be like, oh shit, is that why you go by that? Because your real name's Marvin?
Whitney knows your real name, huh?
So they go to the beer store to buy beer, and it's called the beer store.
I love it.
And it's actually funny. I read in the trivia, so,
This
maybe
beer store
true.
is dope, though.
Apparently, they were going to use a real beer store that's like a chain in Canada. And those guys, as well as Molson, backed out of sponsoring.
Yeah.
Because of like the mouse in the bottle and stuff, whatever. And so they had to build this set for this beer store. But then later on, whatever that beer company was called, changed their name to the beer store. And it's still the beer store to this day.
Oh, well, nice.
So
Good.
they're like, we don't want to support this movie. Wait, people like it? All right.
All right, we'll keep it. Yeah, dude, you got a guy in the front with just a microphone and a podium and a
Yep.
cash register.
What you want? I'll take
12 Molson. Whatever you order, you just tell this guy, he yells it in the microphone, they fucking roll it along one of those
Yep, you got
rolly
the
bells.
roller belt.
And
Yeah.
you pay the man, you get the fuck out, dude. Ain't no shopping, just
No.
ordering.
Just in and out.
Yeah, I know some people who love to work at this place. No chit chat, no small talk, no picking out. Just fucking, you pay me.
Fuck you, pay me.
Fuck you.
Yeah,
pay
but that
me.
guy's not getting tips.
Yeah, he's not.
He's
No waiter's
making a
getting
decent
tips.
wage. Look at what he was wearing. He was
Hey.
in like a full-on...
He had a tie.
Yeah.
In fairness, he was wearing the coat of a valet.
Well, this was also filmed in like 80, 81, something like that. That's just how you went to work.
I don't know.
That makes sense why they fuck up her birthday then.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, she was supposed to be 21 and she's born in 59.
And then, so it was
I
filmed in
think-
81. And then there
Well,
was
filmed
one
in
scene.
80.
He's like,
Or
welcome
what year
to
did Jedi come out?
84.
Or 80,
what year
And
did
then
Jedi
another
come
time
out?
they say 83.
81, 82, 81.
Was it? I thought it
No,
was
no, no, 83.
83?
Because I was born.
Okay,
but I
so this
wasn't
was
old enough
filmed
to
in
go watch
82
it.
then.
Okay.
Because that was another fun fact I read. Because they talk about
They talk about
the
Jedi.
guy going to see
Saw
Jedi
Jedi
17 times.
times.
But this finished filming 5 months before Return of the Jedi even came out.
What a weird timeline.
But they knew it was coming out. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
apparently they also knew people were just going to call it Jedi.
Mhm. We don't have time
Do
for
you think
Return of
they-
the Jedi. I'm Lorne Michaels.
Maybe they didn't.
I just say Jedi.
Do you think they started that?
Maybe. No. But maybe they just didn't know if it was Revenge or Return.
Ooh,
They were
true.
like, shit, we don't know yet.
Because there already would have been some promotional material for Revenge
Yeah.
and then changed. So, because Jedi don't take revenge. That's what the Sith do.
Right?
Yeah,
so
well,
George Lucas changed it.
tune into Han Took Shots first and listen to our stuff about the Acolyte.
I'll save it for that.
Because I'm pretty sure there's some Jedi taking revenge.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not.
No, that's preemptive. Well, save it.
Yeah.
Move it along.
Different
Thank you.
podcast.
Use the Force, eh?
Eh.
Hey.
It's not the hosier you're looking for.
Oh, so the first they get to the brewery and there's like the it's right next door to an insane asylum.
Sorry, just to move it why they're there. They did the mouse in the bottle
Oh,
trick,
yeah, I
and the
skipped
guy's
that.
like, I'll fucking kick your ass. This is a beer store. Take it up to the brewery, or I'll fuck you up. I'll put you in a bottle. And all the people behind him are just laughing as they run away with their tail between their legs. This old dude is just like, bunch of pussies. I'll take 68 of those beers.
But they go to the brewery, which is next door to an insane asylum, because that's a good way to
As
do
it would be.
This is how you design breweries back in the day. Also, a brewery in a castle? I know that happened back in the back, but fucking hey, dude, in Canada?
Yeah.
That's a Germany thing. It's a
It
Trappist?
looked German.
It did look German. Well,
And
what's
what
the
the
name?
name was El Senor, but it was
It's Elsinore. but I-
Elsinore. Just
The
the
German
one
guy was saying it weird.
Yeah. Well, 'cause
From
he's like,
Oktoberfest?
he's like, that's not a real word. El Senor is how I see it. Oh, we're getting import beers. El Senor. That's Spanish for the senor.
The Mister. I'll take one the Mister, please.
You gotta be careful who you ask that about.
But they find a lady stuck in a gate getting electrocuted.
As one does.
And this lady is
beautiful, stunning eyes.
Pam Elsinore, we find out, who's played by Lynn Griffin, who has also been on our YouTube channel before.
Ooh, what's she been
Did
on?
I say also? Did we say somebody else earlier? Maybe I just said that to you guys earlier. She was on our YouTube channel. She played the grandma in Thanksgiving.
Oh,
Oh,
fucking A.
She's
We need to
also
watch
from Black
Thanksgiving
Christmas.
again.
Yeah, well, I'll wait till Thanksgiving.
You can do it at Halloween.
I could. I will.
for my birthday. We'll do it for my
Yeah.
birthday.
Yeah, we'll get you that.
And they help her through the gate by pushing her with their van.
And it's setting up, though, that...
ramming her.
Who is it? Is it Bob? Because Doug is Rick Moranis, right?
No, Doug is Dave Thomas, I think, and Bob is Rick Moranis.
Okay, so Doug is the smart one. It's
Yeah, he's the genius.
According to Bob, he's a genius.
Yes.
And it's setting up the whole movie. And he does know some little things. He's like, hey, those tires are insulated. If you get out, you're fucking shocked. We'll just ram you.
She's like, I can't even open the door.
But here, you ram because I don't want her to sue for whiplash.
Yeah, if she sues for whiplash, I'm just a hitchhiker.
I don't know you, dude. He does this the whole movie where he's just such. I love it. Maybe it's part of the thing I love it. Like makes me miss growing up with my brother and being shitheads to each other in a loving way. You know, just that whole. The whole movie later, he's like, when the guy gets like drugged and he falls down, he's like, murderer! My brother's a fucking murderer. He killed him.
I saw it.
I saw it. I'm squealing right now.
But they get into the brewery, and we meet Paul Dooley, who's playing Claude Elsinore, who is her uncle.
Oh, and stepdad. Weird.
Yeah, because his brother died, and then he married his widow.
The next day.
Yep.
The next day we find out.
Yep. That's not suspicious.
Not at all.
Interesting.
Look, we fell in love last night.
I like this scene with the secretary, and because she is a larger gal, but I still think she's cute. They bribe her with donuts, and I don't think it's like I don't think it's a fat joke. I think it's a Canadian thing.
Oh yeah, because they both have
it.
pocket donuts.
Yeah, pocket donuts, dude. Come on, bribe her. It's my last one. It's the jelly.
I'll give you the juice.
Like, dude, I'm just gonna sit here with a jelly donut in my pocket.
I like when Doug offers her the first one, and she gets this look like, "How dare you?" But then she takes it.
Yeah, and they do a good job. They don't show her eating it like she could.
No, she puts it away.
Yeah, in another shit movie, she would have her scarf it on screen and like one bite, like, all right, here's the dish.
Yeah. No, she's like,
yeah, it's a
Ooh,
Canadian
piece of
joke,
candy.
not a fat joke.
yeah, I love it. I think they did that well. Speaking as fat girl.
So it's Paul Dooley and the great Max Von Sydow.
Yeah, as Derrick corrected me, I can't just say Max Von Sydow. You have to say the great.
Why is he the great?
Because he's fucking great, dude. He's enormous and he's amazing.
But why?
Okay, so he was in The Seventh Seal, which you haven't seen, I'm sure, but it's a classic
About hell.
movie. He was the priest in The Exorcist, not the main priest, obviously. The
Right,
old,
the one
old
that-
priest
the
who
one
He's
that
not
went
the
to
young
I-
priest. He's the old priest.
The one who went to Iraq at the beginning of the
Yeah.
movie and shit.
Okay.
He was
He had a great set of dentures.
unfortunately, he played Emperor Ming in Flash Gordon.
Different time, not his fault. He's just trying to eat.
I mean, he was in Conan the Barbarian. He was in Dune. He played Vigo the Carpathian.
Wait, from Ghostbusters?
Ghostbusters 2, the lesser Ghostbusters. That's the subtitle.
Semantics.
I think he just voices him, doesn't he?
Yeah, because that's not what he looks like.
Sorry, yeah, he did the voice.
Yeah. Also, he is, for the other podcast, Han Took Shots First, Lor Santanka in episode 7.
Yep. He's one of the judges in Judge Dredd.
Oh, yeah. He's like the good judge that has to go take the sabbatical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on Game of Thrones.
Don't go far for that one.
On Game of Thrones, no, don't. He was the three-eyed raven.
Uh-huh.
Before
The one in the tree.
Little kid in wheelchair
Bran?
took over for him.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bran.
Bran?
Bran Flake.
He's the
Yes.
one that when the kids find him, Bran, and then the two weirdos he's traveling with find that dude who's like grown into
The tree.
the roots of the tree and shit.
Yeah.
That's Max Von Sydow also.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
think
Well,
he's in
thank
it
you.
for 5 episodes.
yeah,
maybe.
yeah, maybe 3 or 4. I don't know.
It's
He's
short, but
one
he
season.
is great in everything he does. Even if it's a bad movie, he's bringing a lot to it.
He's an imposing personality, and he's
And
sinister.
figure.
There's one part in this movie where he is gripping a head, and I look over at Jack. I'm like, that actually looks like it feels really good.
There's
Because
actually
he's like
2 parts in this movie. He
holding
grips
it.
ahead. It's his move. It's his finishing move in wrestling.
he's holding it, and then like also lifting up a little bit. I'm like, oh, that's gotta feel good on that.
I know. I'm like,
C-spine.
I could use that right.
That's
right
what
here.
someone like The Undertaker or Kane would do to a normal person that's not another wrestler.
Uh-huh.
You just grab their head, and they are now subdued, right?
He is-
He's basically as big as one of those dudes.
He
It
is
looks
very
like
tall. So is his little scientist.
His little scientist is tall.
is like 7 feet.
Well, no,
well, Rick
just that
Moranis and Dave Thomas.
Dave Jones. I didn't realize Dave Thomas is that small until the scene you're referencing when it's them two walking. It's like it's like Dikembe Mutombo walking next to 2 Muggsy Bogues.
And I wouldn't say they're that short, but by like 5'7", 5'8".
Hold on, we need
Ish.
to give props out. I just named 2 basketball references, and your husband knew them both.
I got
Golf
it.
clap.
Golf clap. I did pick the polar opposites of like the tallest basketball player and the smallest. Do you know how tall Muggsy Bogues was when he played professional basketball?
I do not.
5'3",
Shut the front door.
and he's phenomenal.
Was he in the Harlem Globetrotters?
No, he played for the Charlotte Hornets.
He was
a
a
lot.
real basketball player.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh
They're
yeah.
better than real basketball players.
I mean, anybody can win playing the
You
generals.
could have
The
another
OG
tall one.
ones?
You could have done
Kim Mutombo,
Yao
Sean
Ming.
Bradley. Oh, Yao Ming.
Yeah,
I
I was
know
going to
that
say
one.
Yao
So he
Ming.
only knows tall basketball players or
Well,
really, really short.
preternaturally tall. Like this is supernatural shit.
Yeah.
I mean, he obviously
Manute
knows who Gnarls
I don't know that
Barkley
one.
is.
You know, Manute Bol was a huge, tall, very thin basketball player.
Uwe Boll is a terrible movie maker.
Okay. It's close to that.
Yeah.
Do you know who Larry Bird is?
I know who Larry Bird is.
Everybody knows
Do you
him
know
because
who he
he
played
was a
for?
legend.
He played for the Supersonics?
The Celtics.
Okay, it was green.
Celtics.
He didn't play for the
The
Celtics.
Celtics. He played for the Celtics.
Well, he was in that movie, Celtic Pride. That's why I know that.
Beantown. That's a line from that movie.
I also know Dan Marino because he was in a movie. So
Ace Ventura.
It's the only way I can get him to know fucking sports references is movies.
You know who?
Do you know?
I'm trying to think. Hold on.
I know some people who played in Arizona. I know who Steve Nash is. I know who Charles Barkley is.
About
That's
Terry.
that is dumb. He's being stupid.
I know who
That's
Damon
terrible.
Stoudemire is.
Okay.
Oh, stop.
Oh,
There's-
easy
that's-
now.
That's
Sorry,
a
the
weird.
Cardiac Cats from '97. I had all their fucking clippings out and put on my wall.
I was gonna say that might be like a weird pick for people who aren't listening from Arizona.
Yeah.
Because they're like, wow, that's obscure for him to
Deep
know.
cut. No, he won us a championship.
Oh my goodness.
You couldn't turn on the TV or go to the grocery store without seeing his name. Hey guys, after this episode, I really kind of want to go out and get a beer. What are you thinking?
I mean, okay, look, the thing is, I deal with beer so much in my life. I want something else. I'm fine with beer, but I want like a stiff cocktail or a nice glass of whiskey.
You know, the Music Box is just down the way, and you can get an awesome cocktail, and they even have like Tombstone and other great beers on tap.
The Music Box, where would I find that?
Oh, you mean the Music Box at 6951 East 22nd Street in
Yeah.
Tucson, Arizona?
Right down there at 22nd and Cole.
Yeah, they've got a great selection of whiskey, gin, tequila, mezcal, other spirits.
Ooh, sometimes they have like pudding shots and Jello shots.
You're putting me on.
And depending on the night of the week, we can get karaoke, live music. It's great.
Ooh, on happy hour it's Wednesday. It's on happy hour.
Yeah.
I'm in. You guys are selling me.
Let's go to the Music Box Lounge right
Woo!
now.
Let's go.
Sharks of the Corn? Virus Shark? Cocaine Shark? Sharktopus? Yeah, those are all real movies. Join me, Steve Coates, as each week I take a comedic look at the bizarre world of sharksploitation cinema on Bucket of Chum, the Shark Movie Podcast.
Basically, those guys, he's playing, all he says in the movie is BM Smith, but the credits had him as Brewmeister Smith.
Yeah.
So that's,
Yeah.
but we had a
Okay.
good laugh at BM Smith.
Even the
Bowel movement.
tiny giant assistant calls him. He's like, "Would you like me to light him up for you, Brewmaster?"
Oh, he
That's
does
just
say
his-
it? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the
He might be the only person that says it though.
Oh, Brewmeister.
Yeah, Brewmeister. Well, so okay, this makes
which
me
is
wonder.
just German for master, isn't it?
Yeah,
Sure.
Sounds cooler.
I was masturbating earlier. It makes me wonder though. In the courtroom, he's like, "I'm the head of psychiatric care at the fucking loony bin, and I want these two remanded in my custody." Is no one going to question that guy's also the Brewmeister?
I don't think they know.
I don't think they care.
The inspector fucking should.
Oh, Inspector not Gene Hackman?
Inspector not Hackman.
But like, I don't. All the people that knew that he was at the brewery are
It would be fairly
incapacitated.
common knowledge, though. This is a very renowned brewery, big one. You would know in this town the BM.
No, they just called
Everyone
him.
knows BMs.
In the brewery, they called him Mr. Smith, and that was
But
it.
I think he also
Mr. Smith.
I think he just recently took over because they're talking about how they fired everybody and everything is automated and
yeah,
da
so
because
there's
he's doing
nobody
Sinister.
that knows.
So I did see this movie before, but once things started getting going, I was like, I don't remember any of this. He's putting mind control drugs in the beer, and he's experimenting on patients at the asylum to make them play evil hockey.
Okay, so it
To just
vacillates back
show-
and forth between two things that is in game. One is just getting people addicted to his beer so they drink it all the time. Guess what? It's beer. It's already happened. It's working.
You live in
And
Canada.
step two is he can control them. To what end? We don't know.
It's just one of the tests.
Yeah. So, cool.
Well, it's Star Wars hockey. That's all I know.
It is Star Wars hockey. It's actually I would say, what's the other one with Rick Moranis?
Spaceballs.
Thank you. It's Spaceballs hockey.
I was like, what is she going with? Little was it Little Giants?
The other one with Rick Moranis.
Ghostbusters 2?
Talking about Star Wars, obviously I'm going the other one with
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Honey, I Blew Up the Kid? Honey, I Shrunk Ourselves?
And then he retired, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
No, they did
So
another one.
elephant in the room, like he got a lot of shit from people that didn't know the situation when he wouldn't come back to do. They were trying to do a reboot of Ghostbusters a while back, not now, and he just wouldn't sign on. Everyone's like, "Oh, what a bitch, dude!" His wife got cancer and then died, and he retired from acting to take care of his kids.
Yeah.
That is plain and simple why.
Dude, amazing.
Yeah. So
Like,
I mean,
He deserves more than a golf clap. He deserves
I'm
an actual.
gonna give him a slow clap here. I'm gonna give him the clap.
Oh, I wish I had that recorded.
But yeah, Rick Moranis, good job, buddy.
Yes.
So basically, the uncle and Max Von Sydow are
BM.
trying to buy the brewery from the daughter who inherited it because her dad mysteriously died. They offer her $5 million, and she's like, "Yeah, go fuck yourself." And that's the thrust.
$5 million
of
and
the
80,
beginnings.
dude. Come on, that's big.
Yeah, that's like what $270 trillion right now.
About there, round it up.
Yeah, all right. We meet Angus McGinnis, who we mentioned playing Jean LaRose, who was Gold Leader in A New Hope.
Which I didn't pull that.
I read that on IMDb, and then I went and looked up Gold Leader, and I was like, eh.
I'm gonna go whip myself when I get home.
He was also a judge in Judge Dredd.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah. Probably one with no lines.
So
Nope.
the person who did Judge Dredd really liked this movie?
No, Max Von Sydow like this guy. He's like, if I go, he comes.
Okay.
I'm going to go out on a limb and guess because I don't know where Judge Dredd was made, but I'm just going to say Canada.
Sounds about right.
When did they start filming in Canada over U.S.?
Yeah.
What did we just do that we saw in Canada on this podcast?
That's what I was just thinking of because we just kept explaining, why do I know that person?
Oh,
Canada.
it's
Oh,
Nick Fury.
had Ron
Oh.
Canada.
Yeah. But he also played, and it's a character I remember because I watched the first season. He played a character in Vikings, so he's much older at that point. The
Okay.
History Channel Vikings. It was Tostig or Tostig. He's the old guy.
Yes, I
The
actually
one that-
do know.
Oh, the
one
one that
that's-
wants to die in battle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's Gold Leader /
Toasting.
Rosie.
Oh, gotcha.
Which, when we meet him and the boys meet him, he's doing a really good job at like twitching one of his eyes, showing like he's
Yeah.
not
yeah.
mentally well. I don't
I
know
like
if you
it.
caught that.
I did catch it for sure. And I like the conversation between Rick Moranis has him sign a card.
Yep. He's like,
You
I
know?
got your card,
And
man.
he's like, man, that hat trick you had against Czechoslovakia. Shame about your mental breakdown, though. Probably affected your professional career.
Yeah, because he's all happy because like, oh, this guy recognized me. He wants me to sign his card, and then he says that, and you just see him like
Die.
just crash.
Yeah.
I'll take you to
What a
him.
thing to say.
I do want to mention real quick during this segment where Von Sydow is talking about the experiments and whatever when we first hear about it. And he's like, I'm going to take over the world, ? And he has this big board on the wall with lights on it. And he tells
Light
his
'em up.
sidekick, he's like, light up the board. And all that the guy does, the guy has to literally go over and flip switches to turn on red lights that
It's not even-
signify
it's
nothing.
even easier than flipping a switch. You let your finger fall on a button. Like, boop,
And
boop,
you can just
boop,
see Von
boop.
Sydow staring at this board with all the lights on it, just like
He is.
creaming.
You can leave now. I am going to masturbate.
Yes.
It
Really
reminded
hard.
me of Hard Rock Zombies once the Hitler reveal comes through and he's just got the map of the world and he's just pulling down the thing that's like the swastika over every.
Max von
Go check
Sydow.
out a past episode, Hard Rock Zombies.
Yeah, that's just back
Pretty
in like March.
We did it for Easter.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, zombie Jesus.
They went to the brewery to get because of the mouse, right? And they
Yeah.
just get hired
They get jobs.
to
Yeah.
inspect the bottles for mice.
Yep, because that's what happens when you go from firing all human staff and going just to robots.
Yeah.
Is a mouse gets caught in a bottle now.
That's what this guy Henry says, who
Yep.
used to be the guy that ran the
Which,
brewery.
dude, if you think this is automated, just you wait, buddy. This is 1980.
I mean, this is not far off, other than the mind control drugs, maybe, from the
Budweiser?
way that like Budweiser works. It's a dude in a room with a big. It's like Homer Simpson's control panel in the fucking nuclear power plant.
well, you know who else? Last time I was there was probably 5 years ago. Stone. Stone had one guy in a lab that just put like it's all computer programmed.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not how we do it in my brewery.
Even through the brewing process or just the packaging?
The brewing.
Oh, okay.
Like we were there and they were
that explains a lot about their beer.
Yep.
That is not how it works in my brewery. We fill our cans 2 at a time, and then I hand label them.
I always fill my cans 2 at a time.
Threesome.
Wait, me and my 2 hands?
But I do like they go home after their first day of work, and they tell their dad, "We brought home 10 or 12 cases
It's stolen,
of beer."
and I'm calling the cops.
Yeah.
No, we got jobs.
We got a job. But it's 10 or 12 cases of beer. This van they are driving is packed to the brim with cases of beer.
There's like 50
They take
cases in there.
4
As a van
just to walk away.
enthusiast, I can tell you there's a lot more than 10 or 12 cases of beer in this
So
fucking
is this
van.
And these are stubbies, so these aren't tall cases.
Yeah.
Like you think about like the Session or Red Stripe boxes. Those are tiny
Yellow
little boxes.
Jacket. What kind of
The
van is
fuck
this?
is Yellow
Oh,
Jacket?
like a late 70s
Banquet.
GMC. Like a 78. It's got that
It's
shorter
like the
wheelbase.
18
A
van.
little different. There's a little bit newer and more modern.
Okay.
This is a little more Canadian.
This
This
kind
is
of
a
looks
lot
like
more-
that
even though it's
Dodge
a GM
Ram
Steve.
ambulance.
Dodge Ram ambulance? A Rambulance?
It runs on maple syrup. That's the difference.
Check your oil. Oh, here's the problem. You got maple syrup in your oil. Oh, sorry.
They show up at work and they're asleep in the lobby with boxes upon boxes of donuts.
Yeah.
And Pam comes in and she's like, "Yeah, we can't leave this here, so let's go to the cafeteria." And they have this arcade in the cafeteria, which is awesome. And the
This
first thing
cafeteria's
I
dope.
noticed
Yeah, it is.
was an arcade cabinet that said Galactic Border Patrol. And it's got like spaceships with American and Canadian flags and some robots or something.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, that's fucking hilarious. And then it becomes a plot point. And
Yes, it does.
Oh, that's funny. Everyone will talk about that more. They'll talk about it a lot more.
Doug shows how smart he is. He gets the electricity back on, does some voodoo in the closet.
Bob shows how stupid he is by drinking unrefrigerated 4-month-old chalky chalk milk.
Ugh.
Yep. He is so excited with this milk. When he's looking in these vending machines and he's like, "Oh, is that tuna?" And all
There's
this stuff
sandwiches.
comes
They
out
got
of the
this. They
machine.
get this. Is that?
I'm like,
is that tuna?
don't eat the tuna sandwich out of the
Just smoke the
unrefrigerated
cigarettes
machine.
and be fine, dude.
Yeah.
Get you a couple of fucking darts and play fucking, was it Galactic
Darts?
Border Patrol? Darts, cigarets,
No, I
squares.
said, and then play some darts.
Oh, play some darts.
If you smoke enough cigarettes, you're not hungry.
yeah.
When Doug does get the power on, the vending machines do start just shooting everything out.
Oh, it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
jackpot.
It's
Yeah.
no, it's loot cocky. Loot cocky was just loot.
How do I get into
Felt like I was-
cocky?
Trademarked.
Felt like I was playing Borderlands.
Exactly. See, if you play a looter shooter, you know what loot cocky is. You beat that one boss and it just starts dropping greens and purples and yellows and oh.
So Pam fires Max Von Sydow, the great Max Von Sydow.
How does she fire him?
2-week notice, which you don't do. Dude, like if you had a shitty bartender that you're going to fire, you don't say, "Here's a 2-week notice," because what you just said was steal from me for 2 fucking weeks.
Yep.
Fuck me over for 2 fucking weeks.
Here's your 2-week notice. When he leaves, deactivate his pass.
Here's your 2-week notice and a bag that has a money symbol on it that you can use to put all my money in that you're stealing from me.
And Max Von Sydow has a different plan. He goes to his office and grabs some guns out of a drawer.
Yeah.
And Paul Dooley's like, whoa. We're not fucking killing anybody.
Oh, real quick. In the cafeteria, we start to notice things about the electricity. There's,
Yes.
there's a
I
Lawnmower
forgot
Man
about
movie
the-
in here.
yeah.
Because it starts showing high scores, and she's like, "I've never fucking played that game." And it's her birthday. Right below is her dad's death day. But then they unplug the machine because it's going all red glowy. So
Because
that's
the-
it for now.
Because this, and then it shoots to being down in the basement with the computer synthy stuff.
Oh, yeah. And I
and
do
he's
like
it's being overloaded. Somebody must have turned the cafeteria on.
when I like how it might be right here or it might be later. There's like a red spectral thing that comes out. It's
I
like,
think
oh my
we
God.
see it right here.
I think it is too. And Max Von Sydow's like, "Well, there's no scientific explanation for it, so no
Oh,
reason to
it's later.
worry." That's a perfect fucking reason to worry. Are you kidding me? Science can't explain this. Move on. No, we need a young priest and an old priest for this shit. We got half of this.
I was wondering if anybody was going to say something about that.
Of course.
I was waiting for someone to get thrown out of a window and roll down this fucking hill. at the
We
end of
don't
this
get
movie.
anybody throwing up. Huh.
No.
I almost did.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, you did.
actually
Oh my
during
God.
during this scene, Rick Moranis refers to throwing up
And I want to
because he
talk
tells
about
Pam,
I'd kiss you.
"I'd kiss you if I didn't have throw up breath."
if I didn't have puke breath, I'd kiss
Puke
you
breath.
right now. Let's talk about your wife almost throwing up. It's just a quick scene that we breezed over because one of the joke ones, but there's 3 beers. They each get one. They give one to the dog, and the dad goes, "Hey, get me a beer." So they each slam theirs. Like, oh, I don't have one. So they grab the dog's bowl and pour in just.
And
I could barely talk about it.
This
Dude,
bowl had wet food in it, like canned dog wet food that's just crustified and sticking on the things.
And now you're
it's
pouring
soaking
this
in beer.
glass of fucking Flint water.
Yeah. I was going to say it looks like bad chocolate milk, but it does
Flint-
kind of look like water from Flint.
A little bit
so-
of Flint water there. Thanks,
Yeah.
Biden.
Yeah, it just started, right?
Welcome to Carter's America, am I right? Oh, Jimmy Carter here never did nothing to nobody. I was a peanut farmer trying to build houses, habitats for humanity.
Hey, Carter's the reason why we have this movie.
Yeah.
I'm going to blame
True.
Roosevelt.
Well, it's Canada, so maybe not.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Canada does what we do, except for the socialized medicine.
Hey, talk to Steve. It's not that good. Friend of the show laid it all out for us on Bucket of Chum podcast where we were featured on one of the episodes.
Yeah.
Was it on that
He's-
one or was it on Santa Jaws?
Yeah. No, but it was the most
Oh,
recent.
yeah, it was on
Shark Exorcist.
Shark Exorcist.
Shark Exorcist,
Yeah.
yeah.
God, I need a young shark and an old shark for that movie.
I do when they're arguing. Max Von Sydow and Paul Dooley are arguing about the guns, and he's like, "What you had the nerve for it when you killed your brother?" And he's like, "I didn't kill him. You killed him first. By the time I killed him, he was already dead."
It's just a fun thing to say. Like, he was already dead when I killed him.
Which is explained later, but at this
Yes.
point, you're like, "What?
What?
Huh?
Did he come back to life?
Just so you're aware, I wasn't, because I could recite this movie.
Well, this was my shocker first time seeing this movie.
Weird.
And they send Doug and Bob in to play hockey with the robot mental patients.
Rosie even says at one point, he's like, I have to go along with this. I think there was a change of script because right here he says I have to go along with this as if I'm not drugged, but I have to make them think I am drugged. And then
Because
later,
he got himself off of the beer or whatever.
and
stopped
maybe
dosing
maybe
himself.
that's it's just an unexplained thing. 'Cause at the
Yeah.
end, he goes, it can wear off just like it did for me. So I don't think he's actually being controlled here. He's just like showing that he is.
Yeah.
So they don't go, oh, well, look at this guy not doing the.
Let's soup him up.
He's not taking his shifties every day.
Yeah, dude, you gotta take your shifties. Your shifties are apparently 50 cases of beer.
Apparently.
Well, they don't give a shit about this beer because when they're playing hockey, the hockey rink is lined with cases of beer.
I know,
These
I was
people
like,
are just
man,
smashing into.
It's really cool that you have an ice rink in your brewery. It's not cool that it's lined with full beers.
Well, they're like, look, we're paying for the ice rink. We might as well store the beer there.
That's 3 minutes for chugging. That's it. What about he's still chugging? He's in the penalty box drinking right now. Well, the penalty
I thought
box
it's-
is made of beers.
I thought
Who's
it was,
drinking
I had
slower?
3 minutes to chug.
That's sorry, I misunderstood.
3 minutes for chugging, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You want me to have this 3 minutes for chugging beers?
Yeah.
I got it.
I got it.
Pam does go back to the cafeteria, and this is when the video game like shows her the unedited video.
She brings Henry. Is
Yes.
you
Yeah.
say that because she's like, dude, this was doing some weird shit.
So
Check this out.
Henry reminds me of a friend of our show, not a friend of our show, but welcome back to our show. The only thing that's coming to Naked Gun, the partner.
George Bailey.
Yes.
Emmett Walsh.
No. High Noon.
High Noon. The guy in the
Danger at High
wheelchair.
Noon.
Oh,
Wait. You said Naked Gun and wheelchair. I was thinking.
Okay,
of,
no. Not in Naked Gun and wheelchair. In the one with
Gotcha.
Lance.
in Savage Dawn, he's
Savage
in a
Dawn
wheelchair. He's
because
also
he had-
in Nightmare at Noon. He's the
Nightmare at
sheriff.
Noon. What did I
Yes.
say? High
George
Noon? Yeah.
Kennedy.
George Kennedy.
George Kennedy.
He's not George Kennedy.
Yes,
Okay.
I actually do agree with that.
Who's
very
the one that's
well.
that's Canadian Emmett Walsh?
One of
The lawyer.
Oh, one of
the
the
lawyer,
lawyers.
heavy
Yeah.
set Emmett Walsh. Your Honor, these boys was playing down the loony bin.
He ate one of Wonka's bubble gums.
Like all these actors who we don't know at all, 100% look and sound like other people.
Yes.
Yeah. So you had said Inspector, not Hackman. We said it as soon as we saw him, and then like he delivers a couple lines, like "Holy fucking shit, you
sounds like
sound
him."
like him."
Yeah. Not as good of an actor,
No.
but you look and sound like Gene Hackman.
No, yeah, he's doing okay. He's Canadian's Gene Hackman.
He is Canadian. He's a little nice.
Yeah, he's much nicer.
Like if there was a spoof version of the French Connection, they could cast this guy.
The French Canadian connection.
It would just be called the Canadian Connection.
It's made in the French Canada side, so
But yeah,
In
the video
Quebec.
game shows her the video.
I love fishing in Quebec.
The video game shows her the tape of her father being killed, and it's like it shows the stuff that's cut out. So Max Von Sydow choked him to death which I believe.
He's just lucky he didn't get his freaking skull crushed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He choked him. I'm like,
He
his
knew.
head's still on?
He's like, how do I explain a skull crushing to the coroner?
Well, dude, even if Max Von Sydow put his hands around your throat and choked you, your head would pop off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. I've talked about another podcast. I'd assert dominance. Just take my dick out and start stroking.
I don't think it would bother him.
Like, you're going to choke me? I'm going to choke myself.
Here, choke this bitch.
What is he doing?
Do you just like deep soul stare?
Oh, yeah. I'll give him that dead eye wink, too.
Ooh.
That's my O face.
He played chess with Satan. I'm pretty sure he can handle it.
That's true.
And then we see they take Bob and Doug's clothes. Bob and Doug come back after the game, which they weren't supposed to survive.
Oh,
I
no.
guess.
They horked their clothes.
They horked it.
Our clothes were horked. Who would want to hork
But
our
I want to
clothes?
know how.
What hork is?
No, I want to know how Max Von Sydow
Oh, boy.
and Paul Dooley are fitting in Doug. Okay,
Dooley-
Paul Dooley
can
wearing
fit.
Doug's clothes.
Sure,
Great.
sure.
Max Von Sydow wearing Rick Moranis' clothes.
Look, if you don't know who we're talking about, look up a picture of Max Von Sydow and Rick Moranis. There is a 1.5, 2 feet
I was
difference.
gonna say 2 foot difference.
Yeah,
Well, he's
Max
not
Von.
7'8".
I don't know his his height, but it's no less than 6.5 feet.
We have Max Von Sydow, the great Max Von Sydow, as surprisingly only 6'4".
Oh, really?
But
Being
Rick,
next to 5'6".
but Rick Moranis being 5'6"
okay,
is much more towering. But I don't know, man. Maybe like you said, he's imposing. I would have definitely been like 6'6", smallest.
yeah.
They had
Yeah.
him in lifts. They were doing the camera angles.
Uh-huh.
But either way,
Yeah,
how
maybe they
does that-
Gandalfed him a little bit.
Could have Gandalfed him.
How did he fit into Moranis' outfit, though?
Uh,
That's the big question.
America wants to know, how did you get into Rick Moranis' pants?
There's got to be like the uniform that
The traveling
Reed
sister
Richards
pants?
made for
It's the stretchy
himself,
one.
like the stretchy whatever uniform.
It's got molecules in it. I'm not a science.
something molecule quantum.
Jessica Alba says beaker.
Did you not see the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants or something
No,
like
but
that?
I did watch The Incredibles.
Unfortunately, I did see the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, and they all wore those pants, and it didn't make any sense.
Yeah, because the pants just fit you.
Where'd they go?
Magic
They went
pants.
to all different parts of the country.
The pants did?
Yep. So
These
the
girls were like
did.
friends, and they moved apart, and then they sent pants to each other, and it
Blake
fit them
Lively,
all.
America
Man,
Ferrera.
I got some friends. We have never shared
The chick
pants.
from Gossip Girl, or not Gossip Girl.
Gilmore Girls?
Yeah, thank you.
Lorelai?
The little one,
Oh, no.
the younger daughter.
I don't care about her. I'm Team Lorelai. I know no one's fighting in that show. Let
She
me
was
just
also
let me get my
in Sin
bookmark for
City.
the Gilmore Girls fucking IMDb bookmark. So I'm talking about Lauren Graham,
Okay.
the mom. You are talking about, it looks like Alexis Bledel.
Yes,
Oh, what a terrible name.
Blow.
Bledel.
she's very thin.
She bled all
She has
over
a
the
big
place.
forehead too.
She has beautiful eyes, also.
Bitch
Anyways.
don't have nightmares. She has drive-in movies.
They go to different parts of the country, and then they send the pants to each other.
Your wife did what she normally does when she's trying to get us back on track on the movie we're talking about, and
Back
she
to
just
me.
succinctly just described the traveling pants to me.
She
Thank you.
She got us back on track to our sidetrack.
And now we are
Ah.
watching them murder people.
But either way, they're dressed as our heroes, I guess.
Sure.
And they
Our
they
antagonists?
trank Pam and Henry.
Oh, just a quick plot point. While they were in their hockey stuff, they found the secret room, and not only were playing the fucking keyboard to get the hockey guys to fight, they got a disc, which I now realize was the dad getting in the disc.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we find that out later.
Well, because at the end,
Well,
Max
it
von
looks like he
Sydow.
just randomly does it. It's like, oh, cool, I got a disc. But then Max Von Sydow's like, that's not the right code that he used. So it's like, oh, yeah, Lawnmower Man did it. Lawnmower Dad.
Lawnmower Dad.
That's just dad.
That's just dad. That's
I
just
mean,
his dad.
This is Canada. They've all got lawns.
I'm going to strap on my white New Balance, get on my riding mower, and just have a nice Sunday.
A.
A nice Sunday.
It's beauty.
Sunday and 3B.
3 beers.
But Bob and Doug also get in there, and they, like you said, and they fuck with the thing a little bit. And it is funny because Rick Moranis is just playing the keyboard,
Mm-hmm.
and these dudes are like synchronized ice skating.
Yeah.
Basically, they're doing circles and they're going back and forth. And then he hits Doug hits some random shit, and they start fighting.
The titular song.
Oh.
Coo, 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 coo.
Yeah.
he's like, oh, they're fighting. Do it again. Canada's, man, the Canadians, man, they love fighting. I get it.
Because they're very nice.
Yeah. But it also, once they fight you in hockey, they help you back up.
Well, that's the
So,
way it should be
yeah,
done.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a
But
mosh
then
pit.
Bob and Doug get got also.
Yeah, these sleeping darts, by the way, are one of two
Instantaneous.
things. There are three things. They're either passing through the armor or Max Von Sydow is shooting people in the base of the neck with them.
Yeah.
He's good.
He's good.
Did you
Oh,
see
he's
that sight?
good.
He's
Yeah,
got that.
oh, that's
big
on a
old
different
fucking
one.
Zoom, zoom.
Dude, he's about to, in like 10 minutes from where we are, pull out another trank pistol with I have a
Elephant.
scope like this on my fucking 308. Like, it's a rifle.
Yeah, sometimes you put a rifle scope on a pistol.
And the woman,
I don't.
She's
It's not
going
going to help you be more accurate, but it's going to look cool.
Looks dope. Looks absurd.
But they stick Bob and Doug in the van. They have Pam and Henry stuffed in kegs, very large.
We
kegs.
have someone here that works at a brewery. Do your kegs top load? Like, do you
No.
undo the top when you fill it? No, I didn't think you
there's
did.
it's like a whole fucking thing, a
Yeah.
whole system.
Yeah.
Canada.
Carry on, sir.
They
Carry
do it-
on.
See, it's metric.
Every time you say Bob and Doug, because you say it so fast, I'm like, Baba Yaga?
Baba Yaga.
So Keanu Reeves kills
I
a
like
bunch
how
of people.
Derrick is now on the Han Took Shots First. I'm known for just explaining things by saying the Force, and now he's doing that to me with Canada.
Yep.
Look, it's the metric system, dude.
You can't top with a screw, Canada. It's not legal.
Mexico.
there's
City
actually-
purposes.
if I remember correctly, there is like a pole in like a connector from the top to the bottom.
Yeah,
Because you have to fill, and it fills from the bottom and fills it up. And when you draw, it pulls from the bottom.
Makes
to
perfect
pour out.
sense.
So there's like a tube in the
But
center.
this is BM Sydow. Like, he's gonna figure out how to
These
put
are
a
also
body in a
kegs
keg.
that are nearly as tall as Paul Dooley, who
Well, yeah,
I don't know
'cause
how
it's
tall
a-
he is,
it's
but
not a
kegs
half
I'm
are-
barrel.
guessing 5'7.5".
He's not a hobbit.
It's
so,
not a half barrel, it's a barrel keg.
which I don't know if that exists.
It does exist. Ask
Ask the
Mario.
brewery. Ask El Senor Brewery.
Ask Truck.
Oh, that's right. Barrio uses those.
Oh well,
They should just serve out of the tank.
yeah. They should just dump it.
That's what Goldwater does. They don't dump it. They serve from the
Oh, thank God.
they serve from the fermenters.
But they put them in the van with these kegs in the back, and they give them directions. They also tinker with their brakes. They have 2 brakes. They can stop twice, and then they won't be able to stop anymore. And they sends them to a big hill because he wants them to drive off the.
Sorry, Paul Dooley 5'9.5". But when I first looked it up, I didn't realize I was looking at a footballer who is 6'5", and I was like, "There is no fucking way that Paul Dooley is taller than Max Von Sydow." Nope. All right. Anyway,
But yeah, that's the plan. And
they got 2 stops, then they're fucking dead.
yeah, Bob and
So
Doug.
let's follow them.
But and not only follow them, bumper to bumper.
Yeah. Well, they're not smart men.
True.
He's
Bob
just
and Doug, I mean,
Oh,
or
true.
Paul Dooley.
Yeah, Paul Dooley's a fucking
I
moron.
think Max Von
He's a
Sydow is the only
mumbling
smart
idiot.
person
I
in this
think
movie.
we would. No, we're about to get there. Never mind.
Oh, the
But
court.
they
No,
get
no,
to
no.
their they decide to take a
Well, first
detour.
he slams on his brakes just to make Bob hit the fucking windshield. He's like, "Ah, what are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, the brakes felt squishy. I just tested him out." Just being a dick, though.
Because they're not wearing seatbelts.
Not at all.
And then they go to their house
Canada.
to feed the dog, and they walk in on their parents fucking, and
Uh-huh.
the parents
Are them?
are Dave Thomas
Yeah,
and
you
Rick
got
Moranis.
Dave Thomas just plowing on his back Rick Moranis. Get out,
But
eh?
it's still Mel Blanc voicing it,
Probably both of them, right?
I would imagine.
Yeah, you got him in the studio. Just lower your octave. We know he can do Tweety.
But that's funny because they shut the door. They're just like, I didn't see that. Did you?
Nope.
Because their dad drank all the beer.
Oh, dude, this house looks like a
Frat
22-year-old
party.
house that I had.
It looked
I
like
was
a frat
22, had the house. My frat boys are gonna have a lot more like Jaeger and Fireball.
Oh,
Why
I
did I-
thought you were gonna say roofies.
That too.
There's all these empty pill bottles laying around. How'd you get that much Rufalin? I know a guy.
It's the 80s. I could buy it at the fucking convenience store.
Go to the Roofalin store.
But the police start coming up behind them, and they're trying to stop, but they can't because their brakes are no longer working. And they do go down a hill, but I don't know if this was the hill. I don't know what the
Because now
plan
they're
was.
going to
This
the
is
dwarf.
this is the hill because
Okay.
guess who's at the very bottom is Rosie.
Oh, okay.
And he knew because he watched them get the directions. Like, because fucking Dooley's like, you go this way down the bottom of the big hill. Now remember, you can't miss it. bottom of the big hill.
And
Like,
this
just
is the coolest part of the
spelling it
movie.
out.
It is.
Oh, this van?
They launched this fucking van. And,
Yeah.
I mean, I read some stuff about it. I don't have the distance and stuff. They had the distance and everything written down, but it's an 8.5 foot ramp that just goes like
50
height.
feet.
Mhm.
And there's this van just flies out into the middle of this fucking lake.
Shut down like a blaze of glory. Rustin Pictures van.
Yeah, well, we went out. He did what he loved.
Yeah.
I hope I can go out with a bang sexually.
And then Rosie jumps in and saves Pam, and then he presumably drowns.
Yeah, because even the inspector's like, he's been there 10 fucking minutes. No
Yeah.
one could survive that. And we get the part we were talking about where she's getting talked to by inspectors.
She
and
is surrounded.
Max fucking Von Sydow with this giant scope, tiny gun. I mean, it's like just it's like having a giant set of testicles and a tiny penis. There's no point to functionality. But yeah, he tranks her without anyone
He
noticing.
uses it to bounce around like that episode of South Park.
Chicks love big balls, dude. Kind of chicks that double up a dude like me. But yeah, she's tranked right out.
It's a
Just-
scrote coat
So, wait, what?
from that episode when they're making coats out of the scrotums. And they're like, when it gets cold, it tightens
I
up.
thought you said stroke coat. And I
Scrote
thought you
coat.
meant just like wearing a condom when you jack off. Easy cleanup, dude.
Is that what you call it? I always just thought guys did that.
I'm calling it that now. I
Okay.
thought your husband just made it up, and I'm gonna coin it. Hey, you need to go to the store and run a box of the stroke coats.
Save some socks, man. Just get some stroke coats.
Save a sock. Use a stroke coat.
These ones you can rinse out and reuse.
Oh, God, no.
Re-lube it yourself.
No. Ugh. Having a very visceral reaction to this conversation. Ew.
And presumably everybody drowns. What happens to our intrepid heroes? We don't know because intermission.
I will remember you.
Will you remember me?
For only $3 a month, you, loyal listener, can sponsor a sober podcaster. You can have access to our Patreon feed. Okay, guys. You have access to our Patreon feed at patreon.com/worstpeople, WORSE. Every month, you'll get a mental health episode, which is us covering a movie that we like, a good movie. You'll get a newsletter talking about what's coming up and things that are going on with the show. You get access to archived episodes. And we have some other things in the works, including early access to Jack and I's Star Wars podcast, Han Took Shots First. And I have a couple other ideas in the ether.
hopper.
Yeah.
In the mix.
So, I mean, for only $3 a month, you can help fight sobriety.
Yes. For just $3 a month, you can make sure that we have beers.
No podcaster left sober. That's my initiative, and I'm taking it across the country.
And it will be every month without fail. You will get an extra episode. And like I said, there will be more benefits to you. So please check it out. Patreon.com/worstpeople.
Dude, it was great. I kind of wish I had to pee.
Yeah, it wasn't a long enough intermission, though.
No, it's not. I could have pooped, but I couldn't have peed.
We come back from the intermission and they're putting Henry in the back of an ambulance.
Henry's dead, in my mind. Because when they're going, before they hit the ramp, that keg falls out at full speed.
It bounces 4 times.
4 times, and then the cop fucking car hits it. Henry's
Slams
dead.
it into a wall.
Dude, like, I know they're like, get an ambulance quick. Sure, he's hurt, but also
He's just like,
get a fucking
"Ah."
paddy wagon. He's dead.
Yeah, get a fucking bucket. 'Cause you got goop in here.
Actually, get a janitor. Get some of those wet floor signs, some kitty litter.
Let's
We're gonna
just
scrape
bury
Henry
the,
right up
Let's
here.
just. He's already in a coffin. Just bury the keg.
You know what? No one's looking. Just hose him off into the harbor. It's fine.
There you go.
Go be with the fishes.
Go feed the.
We
fishes.
give this one to Poseidon.
Yeah, there you go. We were bringing those back.
Not the worst way to go.
But Bob and Doug lived by drinking beers and breathing the air out of the bottles.
Yeah, so I'm guessing there's no science to this whatsoever, but I'm guessing like when the van started to sink, the bottles they have 100 empties in the back of this van. They all went upside down to float, and now you just got a bunch of sources of air. It makes no sense, but I love it.
That makes more sense than what I thought.
The scuba team, who's just there to like get bodies, comes up to the driver window, and you see them all in there sucking on beer to get their air, and he knocks on the window. Doug fucking rolls it down. Guy shows his badge, like, hold on, and shows his fucking driver's license. The whole pullover scene underwater. First I've ever seen, and I liked it.
I did. It got a real laugh out of me.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, they're down there. Obviously, it's not like they're filming Aquaman now, where no one's actually wet.
Yeah,
these guys are wet.
Yeah, they're really underwater.
You see all the bubbles on their eyes and shit. Like, they are down there. Wet.
Or in something wet.
They're down there. They're wet. It's always wet down there. Darling, it's better down where it's wetter.
Take it from me.
What do they got? Never mind.
Under the sea.
I thought they was talking about vaginas. Down where she pees.
Down on her sea.
I've always said that. That is my favorite song because of how dirty it is.
Yeah, it is. I'd like to lick you where you shit. Each little clam here is gonna get slammed now. Take it from me.
But they get arrested and they have to go to court, and their lawyer is another Canadian doppelganger. I don't know if you guys caught this one. He looks an awful lot like Timothy Dalton.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. A very Wish.com Timothy Dalton. But
well, Canadian Timothy Dalton.
Now, here's where I thought that. I was like, I recognize this guy, and there's a very specific scene. It was this fucking scene. I was like, he's ridiculously fighting somebody in something.
He's like, it's a lawyer.
He walks up to, he's like, oh, the press, I'll handle them. You think he's going to do what a lawyer would do and be like, hey, no questions. My clients are innocent. Dude, he hands him off that briefcase, and he goes, everybody was, he just fucking whips ass.
And then the stunt double was
God.
fucking nothing.
Oh, this guy
like
who's 20 years younger and
and
no
has
mustache.
curly full fucking
It's like
hair.
Greg Kinnear doing fucking stunts for Timothy Dalton. I'm not buying it. Like, they're both gorgeous, but fuck off. Yeah, but I do like how it's that one lone reporter at the end. She like throws her pad down, and he just fucking whoops her.
Oh yeah,
It's awesome. But so
she gets a good lay down.
He's setting them up, right?
Yes, because he is BM's lawyer.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then the prosecuting lawyer is one we mentioned that looks like Emmett Walsh.
These boys better fry like chicken. A line about chicken earlier.
From the beginning.
Yeah, when it's like, I don't know how you can get remarried, the daughter. I don't know how you can get remarried that fast after dad's wedding. He's like, well, we have our memories. The colonel's been dead, and here we are enjoying his chicken.
Would you like some green bean medley?
A bean medley. But I think it was before court. Yeah. I wanted to showcase how stupid Dooley is. Mm-hmm. He obviously had read or gotten Max Von Sydow to read him the certain psychosis that they are making her have by drugging her. Mm-hmm. And he goes, oh, it's a schizophrenia, paranoia, yada, yada, and then gives the definition. And the Inspector Hackman, he's like, well, that sounds like you just memorized that. He's like, no, photographic memory. And they're walking through the hall, and he's like, oh, that's a great piece from Napoleon. How much did that cost? I don't know, $4,000 or $5,000. I don't remember. Well, who sculpted this? Somebody. I really don't remember.
I'm terrible with names.
And he's like, thought you said you had a photographic memory.
Yeah.
And then
I never saw the name.
And then in court, dude, he's like, it's time coded, which is very hard to fake. Trust me. Like, for the purpose of court, can you explain what time coding is?
Well, just because I don't know what it is doesn't mean it's not real.
No, it doesn't mean I'm not lying.
Doesn't mean I'm lying.
Or I'm lying. Yeah.
Just because I can't explain it doesn't mean I'm lying. And Max Von Sydow in the back is like, Jesus fucking
gripping
Christ.
His temples.
As soon as this whole ordeal is over, and in another movie, you're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as Max Von Sydow conquers the world, he is going to make a fucking urinal out of your skull.
1,000%.
You're a skull. I'll work on it.
It's going to make a fleshlight.
Skirinal?
Skirinal.
All right.
It's close. It's going to make a fleshlight out of your butthole.
So they get sent to the insane asylum along with Pam, who's obviously not with them, but they're all in the insane asylum.
She's about to get lobotomized in the morning, which I don't think is what the court wants from her.
No. He's like, I hope she can talk tomorrow for court.
And I like the assistant guy puts them in the electroshock therapy room, and he's like, don't touch anything.
It cuts. It looks like he's getting tortured, but it's them doing it to each other. Like, all right, my turn.
Put this in your mouth.
Right when the guy comes in, because it's like, oh, turn it up to 30, turn it up to whatever. Right when the assistant comes in, he's like, take it up to 90. And I'm like, don't do that. Dude. I don't know what these numbers mean.
We've seen Princess Bride. This is a suck-off machine. Suck off your life.
And then Dooley is leaving the asylum, and he's trying to get out of this hospital, and there's the guy, the gate attendant, who's like, it's 6:50, and he's like, here, he gives him the stethoscope because he was pretending to be a doctor.
Oh yeah, he was trying to kill Rosie,
but ended up killing the guy next to him. What did you give him? What is that? Oh, this is just a thing, just a hypodermic needle, just a thing. Hold that.
But Dooley comes out right after him, and the guy's like, look, 6:50, and he's like, all I got's 2 5s, and puts up his fist.
Yeah. Oh, Rosie, you said Dooley.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry. Yeah.
I wanted it to be a running thing because it reminds me of, have you ever seen the John Cusack movie Better Off Dead?
Yep.
The little kid, I want my $2. I wanted this parking attendant to just run the rest of this movie after people. 6:50, 6:50.
Well, he does talk about it to the cop.
He does, yeah.
But the whole I only got 2 5s got an actual like ha ha from me.
I mean, it got you good. When he rescues him from the assistant dude, he like hip checks him into the wall like really hard. And one of them's like, oh, he didn't like him.
So there's a full-on like prison break at this point, right?
I'm so sorry. Doesn't he say 2-minute penalty?
And at one point, yeah, because then he comes in and elbows somebody else. It's like, oh, 2 minutes for elbowing, eh?
Sorry, it was another fun laugh for me.
It's good.
It's good because all through this thing, there's all this, like, quote unquote, serious shit going on, and these guys are just constantly like, by the way, what about this, eh?
Their mugshots, they're fucking around. Those big prisoners are gonna love you. I'm gonna be selling smokes in the cafeteria. Like they're just fucking with each other the whole time, putting bullets up their noses.
Oh my god.
My next note says Ghost Dad, and I know what it references,
So
but I don't
this
know the
is
scene.
when
It's referencing a little film with Bill Cosby. Put the pillow, my wife Camille handles the money.
this is where
I've got a daughter named Rudy, and the best friend's name is Tarantula. I don't know.
this is
I'm
where
invisible.
Pam.
I'll put things in your drinks. Sorry, go ahead.
Nope. Don't
fall asleep. Don't
We're done.
fall asleep.
don't blink.
I'm putting it in you. Go ahead.
Jello.
Oh,
Jail.
Jillo. Wait.
Jello. Say Jello to my little friend. It's a roofie. Go on. Try to.
okay. So this is where Pam and not Kennedy go in, and he's like all bandaged up, and that door from off the cafeteria is like glowing and bursts open, and Ghost Dad like spirals out.
Oh, right. We get full on Ghost Dad. That's why
Yeah.
I wrote Ghost Dad.
I mean, this is 1980s grand old special effects, right?
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
he doesn't say anything. He like
He can't. Electricity can't speak.
he makes words appear in bright pink. On
Yeah,
the wall.
and it's like Oktoberfest, tainted beer, get there, stop them, something along those
Yeah.
lines.
Yeah.
Something Oktoberfest.
Which, by the way, Oktoberfest is in September.
But most Americans do it in October. Like the Oktoberfest that we used to have here in Tucson at Reed Park
But Canadians
is October.
You think Canadians know any better?
I'm just saying, though,
Canadians
I
are
don't
just
think,
more polite Americans.
I don't
They're not
think
even
most
that
people
polite.
understand what Oktoberfest is. They're like, Oktoberfest is in October. No, you're wrong.
It's in
we're not
September.
we're not going to get
It's to celebrate the coming harvest.
Yes.
And
Exactly.
whatnot. Yes.
But anyway, I think that's why. In Canada, Derrick said it earlier, we all do the same shit, me and them. Me and Canada are good friends.
Us and me.
I love Canadians
Most of them.
or Canada. I've never been. I want to go.
I've been.
I have a passport now, so I can do it.
Ooh, weird brag.
You can go get poutine at McDonald's and enjoy that.
Poutine, huh? Almost made
I already pulled over.
it. We almost get one of those lines like, back up against the wall. He can't back up, eh? He's already against the wall. Shut up. Okay.
And then Dave Thomas is giving great facials this entire time.
I said it earlier, dude. I enjoy watching Rick Moranis too.
Yes.
Like they are both doing this like scrunchy face into like big wide open eye face. I know no one can see me do that except
Honestly,
you two.
Rick
It
Moranis'
just looks like drunk people
character,
trying to focus.
other than having the Canadian accent, Rick Moranis' character isn't that different than his character in the Ghostbusters.
Oh, it's Lewis. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Lewis. Just Canadian Lewis.
Which I guess I read because I'm not that familiar with SCTV. I would like to see it, but I don't think it's streaming.
I don't think you can find. Well, I know there's a couple clips on YouTube, very specific. You can
Yeah.
find.
Yeah, but I guess Lewis from Ghostbusters is also somewhat based on one of his characters from SCTV.
That checks out.
But there's also a tunnel that connects the brewery to the insane asylum, which
Yep.
seems like a great idea. I mean, we know why.
Yeah.
But it still seems like just.
When you were building that, with like, do you really want this to go all the way to the insane asylum? Oh yeah,
I guess it was all part of that same castle complex, right?
that's true.
So it wasn't an insane asylum at the time. That was the West
servants-
Wing.
It was the servants' tunnel.
Yes.
We don't
I
want
was
to
just
see you.
gonna
We don't
say
want to
that.
see you move around the castle. You know, you gotta get your job done, but stay out of sight.
It was the husband's castle and the wife's castle.
Oh, that'd
And
be
that was how the
sweet.
servants.
Oh no, dude! This is sister wives' castles.
Oh.
This is a big Mormon castle.
Nah, that
Okay.
sounds worse. Most people like husband wife castle is great because like, you know, you come home from work, you want to watch something. Your wife's watching some show about
Fire Country.
the dad from Twilight stopping fires, and I'm like, I just want to watch a movie. If
Didn't-
we had separate castles,
Okay, first of all, you're going through extremes. You can get a second room. You can get a second.
He
TV.
has a second room. It's
can-
being used.
You can get another TV.
We have a second TV.
I have
that's
two
right
TVs.
there. We can hear both TVs. That's
I now have
inconvenient.
two TVs in my living room. That way, I can play my Xbox with a headset on if I don't like what's on the other TV.
I got a projector for the bedroom, so like I could lay in bed and put
Projector. I hardly know her.
I could put because we have like the tilty bed.
Okay, we don't need to hear about your sex life. Tilty bed, projector, bedroom. I get it.
I could put the tilty bed up and I could just project on the wall.
Oh. You gonna clean that up when you're done?
You can also put it on the ceiling.
No wonder all your what? How high does it go? Projecting on the ceiling.
Depends on how long I've been edging.
We have
Good
low
God.
ceilings.
What are you, Jim Carrey in The Mask, living in Edge City?
You can touch my ceiling.
Not with my semen.
Are you sure?
No,
Have you tried?
no.
Well then.
All right, guys, tune into our YouTube for Jack trying to touch the ceiling with his
It's
semen.
called Jack Jacks.
Ceilingman.
Ceiling. All right, turn on the semen fan.
So Max Von Sydow puts Pam and Bob into a brewing tank and starts filling it with water like a fucking Bond villain or beer.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This has got to be like a 20-barrel fermenter.
It said 6,000 gallons, I believe.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Is what it said in the
Yeah.
side. And I do like he's like, man, we always said we wanted to like die by drowning in beer, but he's not here and this sucks.
That would be 200 barrels.
200 barrels? Okay.
That's a lot of barrel.
Yeah, it's a lot of beer.
A lot.
Yeah, we find out.
What are Rosie and what's his name, Dave Thomas doing?
Oh, yeah, they split off.
Oh, they're releasing the fucking
Release
loonies.
the hounds!
The loonies. It's a jailbreak.
So we think they're going to drown in beer. They're definitely going to drown, right? Like,
Yeah.
Rick
Right.
Moranis isn't making it out of this
No
movie.
way.
It's not a lighthearted comedy.
No, serious. It's cereal.
And Max Von Sydow and Rosie have a tussle at some point here.
Mhm.
Which I mean, good tussle
Yeah. At least Rosie's like a bigger dude. Like he's
Yeah.
like,
and a hockey fighter.
yeah.
But this is the second skull crushing because one of these guys in armor, like there's three that attack him. They all get fucking dealt with quick.
Yeah, they
But
do.
one of them, he just goes crash. And
Oh, and
he's
we
dead.
didn't mention it at some point. Just speaking of Max Von Sydow fucking with people's heads, at one point he picks up Dooley by his ear, and like they show his feet come off the ground.
He
Yeah.
was like 4 inches off the ground.
It's fucked up, man.
Yeah, that's
He's
gonna
like, just
hurt.
do what he says, please.
Yeah, he's like, play the whatever. He's like, do it now. Good God.
And then when he sets him down, like he did a great job being on his tippy toes and then like slamming down.
Yeah.
'Cause,
I did
like-
notice that too. It's like, 'cause that's what it is. He's not actually holding him up, surprise. But yeah, you have to have that timing of let go and slam.
Yeah.
You don't know that? Maybe Max Von Sydow's very method.
I might know that.
Dooley is not, though.
No, Julie is not that method.
He did it. How do I know Dooley? I've seen this.
Wimpy and Popeye. The
He
live
was
action
Wimpy and
Popeye.
Popeye.
So
he
many
was
other things, though.
he
I see him
was
being a
Jim
dad.
Jim Baker in 16 Candles. Is that a dad?
There you go.
Okay.
He's a dad.
I was gonna say, 'cause
I've
like,
never
when you go to
seen
his
16
IMDb,
Candles,
it's
so.
a lot of it. So it's really tough for an actor like this, where he's got a lot of roles that. I mean, I'm glad Derrick told you one that you know. 'Cause
That
otherwise,
was
like,
one that
episode-
I saw.
oh, name
One
a John
episode
Hughes
of this,
movie I
one
haven't
episode
seen.
of this. I wouldn't.
St. Elmo's Fire.
It's a trash movie.
I've never seen it.
Trash movie. We'll have to watch.
What's
it.
a trash movie?
St. Elmo's
Elmo's
Fire.
Fire.
There's just everyone in that movie is terrible. No one's got redeeming qualities. It's up there.
They're all piece of
with,
shits.
Yeah, well, I
Love
like
Actually.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
They have redeeming qualities. They make
Do
me
they?
laugh.
Oh, okay. That's fair. They're not redeeming
And-
qualities in universe.
Not
And
in universe. No,
obviously-
God no.
Dayman.
Oh,
Fighter of the night, man.
oh.
Yeah, but they're all shitty people.
They are. They're great.
I especially love
they're
when
great shitty people.
when Dee, the twins, Dee and her brother,
yeah,
get addicted to crack.
oh,
Dennis?
God, Dennis. Yeah, I love it.
I was like, the guy from Officer Down.
Glenn Howerton.
There we go.
Like, I know the actor's name, but I know the character's name at this moment. That's weird. Yeah. Oh, poor little baby got addicted to crack. Oh.
So Dooley gets arrested. Doug and Rosie save Pam and Bob. At this point, I'm like saying these names and I'm trying to associate faces with them.
It's all lost. Like, you know how words lose meaning when you say it too many times?
When they go to save Pam and Bob,
Back up.
they go
This is going to blow.
Open the tank. Nothing comes out.
Because you work at a brewery. This would flood, right? Like, this
the
would
second
fucking...
it would start draining before you even finished loosening
Yeah.
it
Oh, yeah.
up.
You start
Gotcha.
loosening that thing. Beer's coming out.
Yeah.
They open that hatch and no beer comes out. But Pam does because Bob drank all of the beer.
I can't believe he drank it all.
I mean, it's dry as a bone in this.
It's a funny thing. It's done okay because he belches off the fucking vat because they don't
Yeah.
know what to do. I need a blowtorch. You can't cut through the blowtorch. I need a dynamite specialist.
Which you could cut through with a blowtorch.
Enough time. You can cut through almost anything with a blowtorch.
And then no, he's like, "Watch out! He's gonna pee."
Oh yeah, that I got a genuine laugh at that. I was
Burp
waiting
that I
for it
had
to be
earlier.
like he's gonna whiz or whatever he says, or he's gonna take a leak. I was waiting for it to then be the gush
Stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's looking very
He ate the piece of gum
Violet,
from Willy Wonka.
yeah.
violet.
he's violet.
I was trying to think of the Beauregard.
Hey,
Violet
is that
Beauregard.
beer flavored gum? That's for me.
Tastes like a 12-course beer night.
And then they hear over the
Is that Rumplemans for dessert?
they hear over the
What?
no, it's Zambuca.
Well,
They
that
hear
fucking
over
You
the-
always finish beer drinking with whiskey or more beer
Okay, Zambuca.
or
It's
falling
fine.
on your face.
I usually
So-
follow it with like a whole box of Lucky Charms. I didn't even get a bowl, Whitney. I just pour the milk in the bag and go to town.
Pour the
The
milk in
trick-
the
in your
bag,
mouth?
cut
The
the
trick
corner off
is-
the bottom, and just let it drain.
The trick is to use a ladle instead of a spoon.
You just- whoop, that's your bowl, the ladle. So they hear over the police scanner thingy that there's a fire at the
Oh, yeah,
insane
'cause
asylum.
insane
The
asylum.
lawnmower dad. Yeah, lawnmower dad or ghost dad.
Is
I like
blowing
Lawnmower
shit
Dad
up.
better because we don't have to think about Bill Cosby.
It's always better not think about Bill Cosby.
He's just blowing shit up, and so he's like, Doug's like, I got an idea, and they roll Rick Moranis down there.
You got the fireman. It's like, dude, you did in 2 minutes, but would have taken us 5 hours.
Yeah, he pissed that fire out.
Ew.
Okay.
Ooh, this whole place stinks, dude. You might have saved it, but you also just condemned it.
Yeah.
Oh man, I shouldn't have had that asparagus yesterday.
And that's a beer piss. It's already gonna be all fucking like weirdly vegetative, fucking hard minerals.
So these guys are both dead from diabetes, right?
Oh, yeah.
Characters.
Characters.
Jelly donuts.
Well, I don't know, man. I feel like they preserve themselves like cockroach.
Papa Roach.
No, not them. They didn't preserve well at all. Actually faded from existence.
And then came back and then faded again.
Cut my life into pieces. This is my plastic fork. Something like that.
Come help me cut
Cut my food
pizza.
into pieces.
Cut my slice from this pizza. That's what I should have done.
There you
go.
Do it.
Cut my slice from this pizza. This is my plastic fork.
They still have to stop Oktoberfest,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because the beer's being delivered to Oktoberfest. So Baba Yaga goes to their house and gets
Hoser.
Hoser.
paints him like a skunk.
No,
No,
he
he's
is
already like that.
painted.
That's
Well,
just
he's
his
already
color.
painted like that. Was he painted like that earlier?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's just got gray hair.
I didn't see the gray earlier.
Living
Yeah.
with these people is making him
You
prematurely
didn't hear
gray.
me talk about it?
Well, you said it, but I thought you were referencing the end of the
No.
movie.
No, it's right off the rip. But okay, here's a plot. The only plot hole in this movie,
Yep.
in this otherwise perfect movie, they say that they are going to have a skunk, a large skunk. Like that's the idea, right? This large skunk scares everybody away from the Oktoberfest. They just announced that El Señor is giving free beer for the entire Oktoberfest. A skunk is not scaring away people from free beer.
Yeah, that is a plot hole.
That's the
because-
only one.
And you know what? Not even free beer. It's Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
A skunk isn't
then
scaring
you
people
throw
out.
On, but then you throw on top of that free beer. It could be like someone just dropped a bag of snakes, like rattlesnakes in the middle of the place, but we have free beer.
But this is like
Get on the table.
Yeah, exactly.
These people are all running out. They should each have a case of beer.
Uh-huh.
Like,
you're not wrong. But this is also a Labrador-sized skunk.
Yeah,
But
sure. Give me a
I
mask.
love they send
Have you
him-
ever been skunked before?
No.
Yeah.
But I smell like skunk often. I smell like skunk weed.
We went camping one October. And
Yeah.
Candy just barely got missed.
Spell it.
ISSED.
Okay, not MIST.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, like I called her away. I was like, Candy, no, because she started chasing the skunk. No, you're okay. She started chasing the skunk.
Can't tell a story about yelling at your dog when your dog's in the room. 'Cause she's like, what did I do now?
She turned around and came back to me when I yelled at her. Split second later, that skunk sprayed.
I fucking
Yeah.
hate skrunks.
I smell him. We were.
That's my simulator.
They get the dog to go to Oktoberfest by telling him. First of all, they give him directions. Like
Yeah.
you go down the 6 and then turn on the 402 or
Don't
whatever.
forget to take a lift on 6.
But they're like, once you get there, you can have all the beer and sausages you want.
For free.
And all of us ran out of the room.
And this dog, and this is what I thought you were going to say was the plot hole, was a flying dog.
No, it's not a plot hole.
But I was like, this makes perfect sense because if I told Candy, you can go here and get all the sausages you want,
Yeah.
she's flying.
Dude, tell me where to go and I'll fucking find a way to fly. Take off my
It
shirt
just
and
missed.
tie it
It
on like
needed
a
that.
cape.
That's the fucking meme you made where the.
Oh,
I was wondering what
That
that noise
song?
was she was making.
I don't remember the song now.
I can hear the beat in my head.
Yeah, it was a meme a few years
Yep.
ago.
It has that.
No, this
You just
dog
got
just needed to be
sandstorms.
like. This dog just needed to be like, underdog.
Yeah, no, definitely not a plot hole, dude. Just this is what happens when you truly want something. And if you believe it and you want it and you will it into existence, you can fly towards beer and sausage.
All right, let's do this.
I don't want it that bad.
But they break up Oktoberfest, they save the day, and as their reward, they're supposed to take this truck full of beer back to the brewery,
Yeah.
I think. But he's like,
Oh no,
well,
he
like,
asks.
how mind controlled do you get, basically?
He's like, it's not bad. It wears off eventually. I mean, also, no one's at the helm of this mind control anyway.
Yeah.
So, and like I had previously said, you're already addicted to beer. What are you going to get more addicted?
He's
This
like, so
movie
we can
ends with them
properly
drinking a truck
dispose
of
of it?
beer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I like how he's like, dude, can you even drive this? He's like, yeah, I'll figure it out. It's 10 speed. That's 5 speed times 2. You know, and it's like, you're going to crash. Like, I'll never crash this truck. It's full of beer.
Exactly. This is a
He's
beer
the
truck.
genius.
I will find
That's how he
fucking way.
convinces Rick Moranis to get it. He's like, it's a beer truck.
And
I won't
it's
crash it.
It's
And he's
about
like,
the end
got
of the
it.
movie.
Oh,
And that's it.
Because then the credits
Well-
come up and we get them. It just looks like them riffing, and some of it works, some of it doesn't.
Yeah.
But it to me, it feels very Second City unscripted.
yes.
Well, and I read that a lot of this was improvised stuff.
Sure.
Like they have a script, obviously, for
Yeah.
like the actors, but then Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas are just characters.
It's a lot.
Riffing.
It's very much how they did Anchorman. You know, like when
Yeah.
you have those players all on set, dude, it's like just go.
or any Judd Apatow
It's
movie.
kind of like us.
That's Adam McKay.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But still, Judd Apatow, it's the same thing.
He probably produced
He has
it.
an outline. He probably did. He's got his thumb in that. But like, you know, you write it. There's an outline, but it's it's the thumbs out now. But there's a lot of wiggle room as opposed to with other people. Like I've heard interview with Bobby Moynihan. He did the Jerry Seinfeld movie, The Uncrusted or Unfrosted, and he's like, there's no room for improv. He's like, Jerry wrote all those jokes specifically, and he wasn't complaining. He's just like, that's just not how that one works.
There's one movie that we watched that you would swear to God it was improv, but everything was specifically written out that way.
A lot of because what you're reminding me of, I don't know if this is what you're talking about, but a lot of, especially when they're doing comedy, which I guess is mostly like the Coen brothers,
yeah.
Yeah.
like Big Lebowski feels like these guys are improving.
I think that's
Fargo,
what it is.
same thing. Feels like people are improving. Every and and is in that script.
I've probably mentioned this on the podcast before, but like David Cross talks about it with Arrested Development because that one also feels very improv-y. And he's like, no, it's really good writing. He's like, that's we are very, very rarely improving. It's just that it's written really well. We perform it.
I think all of the above is what I'm remembering
Yeah.
because
right.
everything you said, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And if you've already heard this, it's just
I mean, I listened to Smart List and I've heard Jason say that, and
yeah.
you know,
I heard it from David
I'm
Cross.
married
We're
to
good
this
friends.
person.
So that's the end of the movie.
Yay!
So do recommendations, wife.
I'm gonna say yeah, I recommend this.
No caveats, even though they're mine.
Definitely
I got a
watch
shirt that says so.
If you were over the age, or if you were under the age of 40, definitely caveats. And remember, this is something your parents watched. That's all I
I'm
gotta
going to recommend just because I did recommend it to a lot of people in my life. I've recommended this often, and I will continue to do so. It's stupid. It's fun. Have beers with them while you're watching, and don't take it seriously.
I didn't even drink when we watched this.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. She had a beer sitting next to her the whole time unopened. Like a
Strange.
fucking weirdo.
Strange.
Brew. Some strange brew.
Yeah, it'll be the softest of recommends. I was struggling.
Yeah, I could kind
There
of feel
are
it.
funny, very funny moments. There's a lot of good jokes, but the movie itself just doesn't.
It's dumb.
It doesn't hold up as a movie.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, it feels longer than 90 minutes. And it's literally
Super
90
Troopers and Beer
minutes.
Fest is better.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, it's more of a movie.
It's more my speed.
Yeah. I still had a good time, and I would watch it again. But this is definitely drink and watch with friends.
Yes.
And have a good time.
Drinking and watching and drinking.
with all of your friends.
Oh, and you heard Jack mention that he has a T-shirt about his caveats. You can go
caveats.
You can go to badmoviesworstpeople.com, click the link that says merch at TeePublic, and you can go there and get that shirt. And it's pretty fucking cool.
Dynamite plug, by the way.
Or you can get other ones with our faces on them.
It's worst plug. I don't want to have someone show me a picture of me on their shirt.
Yeah, those are silhouettes of us. You can only see the back of our heads.
Yeah, it's my favorite part of my head. It's the workhorse. Well, what do we got next week?
Next week will be our Derrick Classic movies for the month.
Ooh, these are one way or the other, man.
And this one, Whitney helped me choose. Because I was like, it's one of these two. You helped me pick. We're doing It Came from Outer Space.
Someone else to blame if it sucks, Whitney.
Yep.
Which I don't have the exact year in front of me, but it's from the 50s.
Oof.
Which is why I wanted to do Derrick Classic movies in the first place.
Yep.
50s sci-fi / horror type stuff.
Yeah.
So that'll be a fun one. You can go to our Patreon at patreon.com/worstpeople. This month is Airheads. You can get all our previous episodes. You can get Han Took Shots First, etc., etc.
Etc. Etc.
And please, guys, I haven't said this in a while, but remember to rate and review, because if you rate and review, it helps people find us, and then we get more
The
listeners.
more people that find us, the more content we make.
Exactly. If we have more
And-
listeners, then we have more reason to make more
And
things.
the more appreciative we are.
Exactly. And thank you, Vasion, for our opening and closing music.
Banger set at Music Box recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to work.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of
they did
Snapchat
too,
videos of it.
Because
but-
they were working that room.
I said I literally just
Dude, Patch is your boy, right?
Yeah.
Like, dude, I gotta say, there is something phenomenal about somebody being as hardcore as he was, wearing Simpsons donut shorts and a fucking go away I'm baiting shirt. Like, looking at him, it's like, oh yeah, he's not part of the band. And then he comes out and just starts wailing. It's like, oh, dude.
The last
I
time we
love the
saw
octave changes,
we
too.
saw him live, he was wearing a fuzzy orange onesie that also had a hood.
wasn't he also dressed as the Bumblebee at one time?
Did you know that,
That might be right.
Fuzzy Orange Onesie is my new porn name? It's just me.
But that's it for this week. Thank you guys for tuning in. I have been Derrick.
And Whitney, eh?
I'm Jackie.
Yeah, take off, eh?
Oh, go fuck off. Dude, your dog just locked eyes at me and asserted dominance via an olfactory reaction.